Alrighty, when solving quadratics, there's a couple of names that they could throw at you. So obviously solving, they could just say straight up solution. What is the solution to the quadratic? Another thing they could say is root. What are the roots? Another one is x-intercept. And finally, they could say the zeros. So all four of these are the exact same thing. And all they're asking you for is, hey, what are the x-intercepts of that quadratic? So they could say zeros, solutions, roots. All of them mean x-intercept. The location is important, okay? It could be like this, and we're going to have two solutions, that one and that one, so where it crosses the x-axis. If it's up here, it never crosses the x-axis, and therefore it will have no solution. And then there's a third scenario where it just touches the x-intercept, and there's only one solution. So we can have one solution, two solutions, or no solutions. Now, an easy way to shortcut to determine is to use the discriminant. So the discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac, okay? So I'll explain to you how to use that, but in general, if the discriminant is equal to 0, there's going to be one solution. If the discriminant is negative, there's no solution. And if the discriminant is a positive number, then it's going to have two solutions. Okay? So let's go ahead and start with number 1. So we're going to do this by factoring and by graphing. So let's start by factoring actually first. Well, no, wait, hold on. Let's do the discriminant. So the discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. So the discriminant is equal, this is my a is 1, my b is a positive 7, and my c is a positive 12. Now, here's another very important part. You always have to have it equal to 0 to do your ABCs and all that stuff. Everything has to be equal to 0. All right, so now we plug in. So this is b is 7 squared minus 4. My a is 1. And my c is 12. And now I just, 7 times 7 is 49. $49 minus, I'm going to do this whole thing together. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 12 is 48. And then 49 minus 49 minus 48 is 1. So my discriminant is a positive number. Therefore, I know I'm going to have two solutions. Okay? So let's do it by graphing first, and then we'll go back to factoring. All right, so if you go to your calculator, grab your calculator. We're going to go ahead and put this into our calculator. So go to your y equals. It is x squared plus 7x plus 12. So x squared plus 7x plus 12. Graph. So our solution is right here and right here, because that's where it crosses the x-axis. Now, you could look at it, and just looking at it, it looks like -3 and -4 to me. But let's go ahead and make sure. So I go to my table, and remember, for it to be an x-intercept, the y has to be 0. So if I look at -4 and -3, sure enough, my y's are 0. So those are my x-intercepts. Therefore, the solution is -4 and -3. So my solution, and I would say, is -4, -3. Okay? Here's the way to do it by factoring. By factoring, you would do your ABCs. And by now, we should know how to do this. 1 times 12 is 12. Do your factor tree. This is the only one I'm actually going to do factoring on. All right, this adds up to your 7. So then x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 12. Out of here, I can take out an x, leaving me with x plus 3. Out of here, I can take out a positive 4, leaving me with x plus 3. My x plus 3s are identical. I have an x plus 4. And then remember, this is all equal to 0. At this point, we're going to use the zero product property, and we're going to build our Great Wall of China. So I put my wall in between those two binomials. So now x plus 3 equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 3 over, x equals negative 3. Subtract 4 over, x equals negative 4. And looky, looky, it's the same thing, negative 4, negative 3. Next one. All right, so we always want it's equal to 0, so that's good. So let's go ahead and go to our calculator. So we're going to find the solution. So once again, you could find the discriminant, and let's do that real quick. Discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Discriminant is equal to 1 squared minus 4, negative 1, 12. Discriminant is equal to 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is 4. 4 times 12, positive 48. So my discriminant is 49. That's a positive number. Therefore, I have two solutions. And let's figure what they are first by graphing. So negative x squared plus x plus 12. Go to your y equals. Clear it out. Negative x squared. I already forgot. Plus x plus 12. And once again, this is equal to 0, so that's good. We have to have that. Plus x plus 12 graph. Okay, so our roots, our solutions, our zeros are where they cross the x-axis. And looking at it to me, that looks at negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and positive 4. Let's check using our table. Second table, I go to negative 3. Sure enough, there's a 0 there. See, over here. Then I go to 4. Sure enough, there's a 0 there. So those are correct. So my solutions are negative 3 and 4. Negative 3, 4. Now let's go ahead and factor. If you factor these up, we always want our a to be positive. So this would actually be plus, this is minus, this is minus. So my AC is negative 12. My factors would be 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. I need to put a negative on there. This is my magical pairing. I can do the shortcut. So this is x plus 3, x minus 4. And once again, that equals 0. I build my Great Wall of China. X plus 3 equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. Subtract 3 over. Add 4 over. And once again, those are the exact same as what I've got over here. All right, example number 3. I find my discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. Discriminant is equal to negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times, oopsie, oopsie. Before I do that, I have to have equals 0. So I have to add 1 to both sides. So this is a squared minus 2a plus 1 equals 0. Now I can. All right, so now my c is a positive 1. My bad, guys. Okay, so discriminant equals negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Negative 4, discriminant equals 0. So if the discriminant equals 0, I know I'm going to only have one solution. Let's go ahead and put this into our graph. A squared minus 2a plus 1. X squared minus 2x, oops, clear. X squared, I've already, minus 2x plus 1. Minus 2x plus 1, graph. Sure enough, it only dips right here. So that looks like 1 to me. Let's check using our table. If I look at 1, sure enough, when x is 1, y is 0. So that is my solution. So my solution is just 1. If I factor this, I would get, so my a, b, c is 1, negative 2, 1. So my AC would be 1, which factors to 1 and 1. These would both be negative. So I get a minus 1, a minus 1. That equals 0. I would build my wall. A minus 1 equals 0. A minus 1 equals 0. Add 1. A equals 1. Add 1. A equals 1. Boom. That's my solution. All right, for number 4, we got to make it equal 0 first. Subtract 4h over. Make sure you put it in standard. So h squared minus 4h plus 1 equals 0. I find my discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. Discriminant is equal to negative 4 squared minus 4, 1, 1. Okay. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. And then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. My discriminant is 12. So I'm going to have 2 solutions because it's a positive number. Let's just do this one by graphing this time. So, or we'll do one more with factoring too. Okay, so I go over here, go back, clear it. All right, so we have h squared minus 4h. So h squared, so x squared minus 4x plus 1, right? Yeah, okay. Graph. We should have 2 solutions, so it should intersect it twice. Sure enough, it does, right here and right here. At that point, guys, I don't know what those are, okay? So I need to go to my table, and then I need to look. It looks like, if I go back to my graph for a second, it looks like 0 and maybe 4. So let's look. So I go to my second table. I go to 0. Nope, that's not true. So if this happens, you need to factor it, okay? So if you factor it, negative 4h minus 4, 1, 1. I'm just checking over my work really quick, guys. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if that happens, then we need to factor it. And I'll show you also how to use your calculator, but wait a second. What did I do wrong? Okay, so let's go here. So we know it. We have 2 solutions. Our discriminant told us so. Looking at our table, it doesn't work. So if we go to the graph, remember how we did the vertex? We said second calc. Well, this time we want to find our zeros. So we're going to go to 2. So we're going to go to the left of the first, well, let's make it red. First of the red point, and you're going to have to do this twice because we have 2 zeros. So we go left of that point, enter. Right of that point, enter. Guess? Yes. So our first 0 is at approximately negative or 0.2670, and it better be a 0 because that's what it means. So we're going to round that to just 0.3. So our first solution is 0.3. Let's find the green one now. So we have to go second calc again, 0. We're going to go left of the green, that's left. And then we're going to go right of the green, enter. And there's our 0. So let's do 3.7. Those are my solutions. And we can't factor that. That's why we're getting decimals. So, and we'll go more over that in class. Last one, we subtract x and subtract 4 over. I think at least. Do I have it? No. Okay. So I have x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. Okay. So I do my discriminant. Okay. So discriminant equals 1 plus 16. Discriminant equals 17. 4ac minus 4ac. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have 2 solutions. I was hoping to give you one. I wonder if I accidentally, okay, anyways. We go into the table, x squared minus x minus 4. Yeah, guys, let's make this, sorry. Let's make this plus 4 right here. Let's pretend, I think I messed that up. I should have put mess there. Because then this would be plus 4, this would be minus, so this would be minus, and then this would become negative 15. That's what I wanted it to be. My bad. All right, so if our discriminant is a negative number, we would have no solution. Okay, and so then we would look at the graph and it would not be there. And we'll talk more about that in class as well. Here are your practice problems. Go ahead and write those down. Remember, they have to be equal to 0. You need a graph and factor each.